Please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I just want to clarify a couple of points that were made and also that were discussed with Rep. Corvesi, just so folks know. So under federal law, it prohibits undocumented immigrants from voting. It does not prohibit undocumented immigrants, should local governments decide to, which we have not done, to vote in local elections. Under the supremacy, we can't do that. We can't allow undocumented immigrants to vote in local elections. We just don't. So you can't vote in federal elections in our state if you're undocumented. And as Rep. Carter was saying, and I apologize for interrupting, it does require, in order for you to register, to have a social security number. Incorrectly stated, an IT number, it is not a social security number. What it does allow you to do is that an IT number, and I know it's not relevant to the bill, but just because questions are being asked, I think it's helpful for the body to understand. For those that don't know, an IT number is actually a 9-digit number that allows you to file taxes. Only solely taxes is the only thing that you can do with an ITIN number. And it's very different from a social security, which we can use for practically, well, signing up for benefits and doing a whole bunch of different things. So it's completely different. The other point, another question that was asked is in regards to how are we distinguishing these cards and what are we doing in terms to, I guess the word that was used was in terms of honor system and making sure that folks are not voting. And the reality is that when you go to vote, you actually, if you turn your card around, your ID around, it actually has a barcode, which the very competent election workers scan before you can actually vote. And that tells them that whether or not you are authorized to vote. So basically, if I had one of these cards and I am an undocumented immigrant and I went to vote, hypothetically speaking, let's say again, going back to the arguments, let's say I tried to vote, I wouldn't be able to because the ID wouldn't allow me to do so. So it's not that it's the card itself or the ID itself that prohibits folks from being able to go there. That's assuming that that's a real argument, which is not. Because again, I've worked in the immigration field for years. And every single person that I've ever seen in the area of immigration law and helping in terms of trying to get documents understand the basic principle that a lot of our colleagues don't. And that is that in order, that if you were to vote, and let's say you're allowed in some way, shape, or form that you are allowed to vote, you cannot become a U.S. citizen. So it is a big sacrifice that you are giving up if you were trying to do that. So I just wanted to clarify that for folks to understand that, again, the consequences are grave for folks. It's not, again, it's not worth it to go vote for who the next president is going to be when you could potentially harm your chances of becoming a citizen in this country. It's just not worth it. So again, the argument is a fallacy. It is a scare tactic, and it's just it's false. I would love to see the data. But in terms, again, Rep. Corvesi, of your question, under federal law, they cannot vote. Under state law, again, Rhode Island doesn't allow it. Thank you.